if I'm changing, why does my life still appear to be the same? That in itself is a great example of a disempowering question and how we can easily give away our power. But simultaneously, it's almost a very valid question as well, because when you're evolving your identity and you're evolving, growing, and you feel like so much is happening within you, you feel like there's been an energy of reorientation. You can feel things shifting within you. You can almost feel energy increasing within you. Abundance feels to be happening within here, but still out there, there's discord, disharmony, things that keep getting hit on the blind side. And I want to talk about this today in this video. And when it comes to evolving your identity, there is the place where we have a no man's land, which I'm labeling and calling the in between phase of identity evolution, where we still have the old story of the old self playing out. And that is played out through people, persons, situations, and circumstances, which keep tripping us up. And coming into the knowledge of I attract what I desire, that starts to be quite confronting as well, because we start to understand that, oh my God, I'm desiring this, I'm attracting this in right now. This is a part of me being reflected back at me. And sometimes this in between phase, there can be moments where it goes on for what feels like quite a long time. I went through a couple of years of really going through this, of the feeling like there's stagnation going on, this battle of I keep going into this while I don't feel like I'm moving forward. I feel like I've been in the same place. And you can already feel like why we get stuck in the questions that we ask. Being stuck is just simmering it down, it's asking the wrong questions. But when we start saying things like, "Oh, what's the what's how is this? What is this reflecting back at me? What is this showing me?" And to already, when you start to see and call out old stories being played out, whether that's thoughts within us, thoughts and beliefs that we observe within, pattern recognition, you catch them, you start saying, okay, that's the old story. And before you know it, you develop the capacity to catch it before it turns into a sentence, a paragraph, a book, volume one, volume two, volume three. And before you've got like 8 volumes of the old story that you've written out, that you've unconsciously written out. So it's the journey of developing the capacity to catch the old story before the momentum of it begins. And then before then, it's shaping our reality. So that takes a bit of time. It took me years to develop the capacity to create space and awareness within me to catch patterns playing out within me so I could neutralize them in the moment. That took years from someone who had really intense ADHD back in the day. But back in the day, my family used to joke about me having a blackout, and I went through these moments of really intense kind of, I could not hold my attention on anything. My capacity to hold attention was so bad, I was incapacitated. I couldn't work, couldn't do this. I wouldn't have been able to hold a conversation. It was literally, well, talking of timelines, that was a alien. That was a totally different timeline. So, but I digress. So the journey is making peace with where you are right now, cultivating peace, forgiveness, and love every time you see something that's related to the old story, to take a minute to see it for what it is. This is the old story. This is what used to keep me safe. This did keep me safe, and it's evidence that it did keep me safe and alive and well, because I'm here speaking now, being able to observe that I've got an old story. So that in itself is evidence that something did work along the way. Really, really important. So the reorientation is not only do we see or develop the capacity to see the old story playing out, but we develop the capacity to start focusing on the new story, the new qualities, the new desires that are aligned with who we are becoming and who we are evolving into. Coming away from the old, recognizing the old, turning our cheek on the old story, and then coming into focusing on the new and cultivating that. And this is when we really start to understand and come into reverence of just how important our attention, where our attention is so important. The classic where our attention, where our energy go, our attention goes, energy flows. And that is it. So if we're consistently, if we're always watching the old story, which has been so compelling for so long, that in itself is evidence that it's hard to turn away from. And I'm not saying this flippantly, because it's been so compelling. It's so ingrained within us. And we're not talking about, we're talking individually and collectively. We've all got this old story individually and collectively that's playing out, that's been very compelling for very, very long. Over eons of time, this old story's been playing out. And we're talking about previous lifetimes, lives up to this point, and but now this is trying not to be overwhelmed with the fuller context of this moment, but the realization that the evidence that you're having, the realization that you no longer want to be associated to this old story is fantastic, a fantastic sign, because you are willing and ready to break the cycle of that old story. So not many people, it appears to be, not many people are up for this. You're a selected soul, my friend, been selected. Well, selected through your own selection. We haven't been imposed this. We came in here knowing this we were going to do this. This is our task and assignment for this life. And it's not going to be done overnight. There's going to be a process. The in between phase of the old and the new is going to have to be navigated. And that's such a big part of the process. And it's something that's continuous and ongoing. We go through multiple in between phases. We're continuously evolving our identity. We're continuously growing. We're here to continuously grow. And it's going off on into infinite, eternal. It's an eternal process. So we better make peace with that. It's really important that we make peace, because that's one of the keys and the magic ingredients to us determining how it's going to unfold. How is the in between going to unfold? Are we going to clench it, resist it, keep questioning it, or are we going to allow it, let it breathe, give it space? And you can already feel the differences between those two. The polarity and the contrast of both of those two will determine the unfolding and the revealing of the process, of its quality of evolution. So wherever you are right now with the coming away from the old, it appears that we're similar but very different. Everyone's got their old story that's playing out, whether that's with relationships, whether that's with jobs, whether that's with friends, whether that's with money, whether that's with however it may be being expressed. Wherever there is discord is a sign that that's the old story playing out. So where are you right now, my friend? Let me know in the comments. What are you allowing, or are you resisting? Are you expanding, or are you contracting when it comes to the unfolding of your story? Sending you so much love, my friend, wherever you are on your new story journey. Be excited about it. You have chosen for this. It's fantastic. So be open to all the infinite potentiality. Sending you so much love, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video.